What would you say you enjoy most, Lance, about being a girl dad?
It's just kind of you see them grow, and you kind of they change phases and all that. So I feel like every time I come home from a road trip, there's something new. There's a different personality and stuff like that. But you just see them grow and mature, and they're so kind and thoughtful. And you just when you come home and if you have a rough one and they just give you a hug, it was just like, man, that doesn't even matter anymore. I'm good to go. They love me no matter what. So that's the beauty of having it. I know some guys who've had some boys and they seem to come home and they're like, "Hey, Dad, why'd you give up that homer?" The girls are like, "Oh, I don't care if you gave up a homer, Dad. I still love you."
What's doing, everybody? I'm Alec Lace. Thank you for watching First Class Fatherhood. Today's guest on the podcast is Major League Baseball pitcher Lance Lynn. Lance is currently pitching for the Chicago White Sox. He is a World Series champion. I'm honored to have him on the podcast today. Get down there, smack the subscribe button, tap the like, and let's jump into it right now with Lance Lynn on First Class Fatherhood. Joining me now, First Class Father Lance Lynn. Welcome to First Class Fatherhood.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, let's start it right here. How many kids do you have, and how old are they?
I've got three daughters, 9, 2, and 6 months.
Wow, very cool. Did you, especially for the 6 month, did you find out what you were having? Did you do like any kind of gender reveal, or did you wait till the end?
We didn't do the old gender reveal because it was in the middle of the pandemic. So we did it like a little mini one, nothing crazy, but we definitely found out. I'm one to want to know what's coming and get prepared for.
Yeah, very cool. You're going to be trying for the boy, or are you guys all done?
I think we'll have one more, see where it goes. But then if it's four girls, that's plenty of weddings to take care of later in life. So that should be good.
Yeah, I actually had it the reverse of you. We had our three boys, and then we got our girl on the fourth try. If not, we'd be up to five by now. But we got her, and that was that. So if you could, Lance, please just take a second here to hit my listeners with a little bit about your background and what you do.
Yeah, I'm a professional baseball player. Pitched for the Chicago White Sox and grew up in a small town in Indiana, and just been blessed to be able to play a game for a living and have a great family to support me and enjoy the ride with me.
Yeah, well said. And then about how old were you, Lance, when you first became a dad, and how did becoming a father kind of change your perspective on life?
I was 24, 25, and it's just kind of crazy. You're in the situation where you don't. It's no longer about you. I think that that was the best thing. Your first year in the major leagues, and you're trying to do all that, and then things like that just didn't matter anymore because it was all about just making sure your family's good and everybody is taken care of and safe and happy and healthy, and whatever happens on the field just kind of made it just kind of didn't matter, or it was a lot smaller because you got to go home and be dad and enjoy those moments.
Yeah, very well said. What was the experience like for you? I know you played in the Little League World Series, then went on and played in the World Series in the major leagues. What was that experience like? That journey for you, and what was it kind of like to have your family? What was it like to share those moments with them?
It's great. When you're looking at a 12-year-old kid playing on national television in the League World Series, it's kind of crazy. And then you look at, I think it was 12 years later, I was playing in the Major League World Series. So, it was awesome the fact that, my dad and my family was with me for both. Everybody that helped me along the way, through high school and college, were able to enjoy both of those moments family-wise. So when you look at it that way, it kind of makes everything that you've able to go through and accomplish that much sweeter when you have those people with you.
Yeah, great stuff, Lance. So was your dad a part of your of the team growing up? Did he get involved with coaching and stuff like that, or did he kind of step away and enjoy it more from the sideline?
He did a little bit of both. When the little league stuff, he stepped away and enjoyed it from the sideline, but he coached me all the way up. And then it was about 16 years old where he's like, I've given you everything I had, and he kind of turned me over to the high school coaches and on to college and let them do their thing. And he was like, this is about as far as I know and as much as I can give you, and then we're going to get people that can get you the rest of the way. So he was along for the ride as a spectator and a fan after that. But definitely a proud dad.
Yeah, very cool. And then bringing it back into you as a dad here, Lance, what would you say what would you consider to be the top values that you're hoping to instill in your girls growing up?
Just for me, you want your girls to be able to, have their obviously their self value and hardworking and being able to be good people and treat people with respect. So if they're doing all those things, they've got a good chance of having success in life, and not only that, being good people and helping out everybody they can along the way.
Yeah, awesome, man. What would you say you enjoy most, Lance, about being a girl dad?
It's just kind of you see them grow, and you kind of they change phases and all that. So I feel like every time I come home from a road trip, there's something new. There's a different personality and stuff like that. But you just see them grow and mature, and they're so kind and thoughtful. And you just when you come home, and if you have a rough one and they just give you a hug, it was just like, man, that doesn't even matter anymore. I'm good to go. They love me no matter what. So that's the beauty of having it. I know some guys who've had some boys, and they seem to come home and they're like, "Hey, Dad, why'd you give up that homer?" The girls are like, "No, I don't care if you gave up a homer, Dad. I still love you."
Yeah, I love that. And then switching it back to what you do here. Obviously, the pandemic has affected everybody in sports. My kids, a lot of all sports were canceled last year, and that really hurts a lot of the development for a lot of these kids because to miss a year is true at these crucial points can be devastating to these kids that are trying to go pro. What kind of advice do you have? I know right now we got travel baseball. Baseball is something you do all year long. It's no more just a summer game like it used to be. So what kind of advice do you have for the parents out there who have kids that are serious about baseball and hoping to go pro?
I think the big thing is also let them be kids. I know that we want them to work hard and have discipline and things like that, but you also have to make sure they enjoy the moment, enjoy what they're going through. It is a game, and they have to enjoy it. When you enjoy it and you get to play it, it makes it that much better, and you'll be able to have that much more success. So, I say while they're doing what they need to do by working and trying to get better, let them enjoy it. Make sure they enjoy it along the way, and don't force it too much, because the more they love it and the more they want to do it, the better off they'll be.
Yeah, very well said. I know that I know they're young yet. This is one of the difficult things for me, like as far as discipline goes with my boys and my daughter. I'm very different, and I'm definitely working on getting better at disciplining my daughter. She's my youngest and my only girl, so I definitely got to get a little bit tougher. I know they're young yet, but what type of a disciplinarian are you as a dad? Are you a spanker, timeout guy, and is it different than the discipline style that you grew up with?
Yeah, I'm not a spanker. It's definitely, especially when it's your little girls. It's like, no, I don't have a boy, but I still don't think I'll be a spanker. It's just one of those things where you got to, I try to over communicate with them to make sure they know what's going on, what happened, why it happened, and why it was wrong, and what we can do to fix it. So I think the big thing is communicating, trying to explain things, and making sure they know why and what we need from them, and how we're going to be able to accomplish it. So I think that's a big thing. And when I was growing up, I was raised by my dad and my older brother, so it was a little different discipline when you did stuff. It was definitely timeouts. And back when I was growing up, you had to go turn the TV by hand. So like I would be in timeout, and my dad would be like, "Hey, I want to change the channel," and I'd have to go change it on my own. So that was my timeout, and then I have to watch like golf or MASH shows like that. So it was really boring. So I didn't want you to be in timeout anymore.
Yeah, it's funny now because especially with my older kids, it's like the real form of punishment is taking away the technology now. That's what this has really become. Whereas years ago, going out telling them they can't go outside would be like the big deal. Now it's if you take away the technology, we hold that technology like currency over here, and we reward them with that as well. So uh, and then what was I going to say here? What about you? I know you got a 6 month old there. So what does your bedtime routine look like here, Lance? Are you a storyteller, a book reader, a lullaby guy? How do you kind of work it when it comes to bedtime?
With the 6 months, we're I'm a lullaby guy, so I hold her and just kind of sing to her, and then we get her out good. And then the 2-year-old was the same, and we're transitioning into reading and doing all that before bedtime. And the obviously the 9-year-old had the same thing. So we try to do a little bit of everything. As of right now, it's 6 months gets lullabies, and then she's out with her little sound machine, and she's good to go.
Yeah, I enjoy reading the books to them. I tried doing the lullaby guy, but then they ended up staying up later too. I can't really carry a tune, so I love reading with the kids or to them is a lot different than reading with them. Like when they start to learn how to read, sometimes it takes the patience of a saint to sit there as they try to spit the words out. So I definitely enjoy reading to them a lot more than I do reading with them.
No, I hear you on that. But my 9-year old now is I think she might be a better reader than me. So she kind of reads to me and lets me know what's going on. So it's definitely fun when you see them take that step to understand what they're reading and comprehending it and getting through it and in a good pace and doing those things.
Yeah, I'm a big reader myself. My oldest, he's taken that and he knocks out books all the time. So it's always encouraging to see. Each one is at a different stage. So it's always fun to watch. And then jumping into the season here, I believe as we sit here, the White Sox are second in the AL Central here. How's the season going for you? I know you came back off some injury. How you feeling? And what do you think about the rest of the season here? What can we expect to see?
It's going well. I had a little hiccup there, went on the IL for a minute, but everything feels good physically in a good spot moving forward now. We're dealing with some injuries as a team, but we're rallying together. We're in a decent spot here to keep kind of grinding and getting through the season and kind of hopefully get some guys back that are injured as we go along here and make sure we stay right on pace to make a push for the playoffs at the end.
Yeah, good stuff. And then how about as far as have you considered anything beyond your playing career? Do you have any kind of goals or plans for when it's time to hang up the cleats? Do you plan on coaching? You plan on getting on the media side? You got any kind of plans or goals for the future?
I'm kind of see where it takes me. I know that I want to make sure when I'm done playing that I don't miss anything for the girls. I'm already missing some softball, basketball, and golf stuff for the oldest one. So as we get going and when I'm done, when I have the opportunity to make anything I can, I'm going to make sure I'm there. And then if there's anything available, media or just kind of a little side thing to stay involved in the game, that would be great. But first things first is family when I'm done because they're putting a lot of things aside now for me to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, awesome. And then the last thing I want to hit you with here, Lance, I love to ask all the dads that I get on the podcast, what type of advice do you have for that new dad or for that about to be father who's out there listening?
Yeah, well, enjoy the process, especially when they can't move, because once they start moving, it's definitely you're on the run, and be ready to take deep breaths and have lots of patience because you're gonna need it. But it is a blast, especially when you see them grow and do things and like start talking, walking, doing all those things. It's definitely an awesome moment, but there's gonna be need some patience with it along the way.
Yeah, very well said. I love the message. It's been a lot of fun for me. I got to say, Lance Lynn, you're a first class father all the way. And thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time here on First Class Fatherhood.
Hey, thanks for having me.